dreams. I don't see no competition. Stevie Wonder trying to do the dash. Sweater, I'm the coldest, run them over like an avalanche. I might break a nail for real the way I'm thumbing through this cash. Get some tummy teeth from my toe bag because it's hella fat. Beauty and beast, where is my feast? We can't fight, you're thirsty, I'm ready to eat. Seldom I'm seen, I'm chasing my dream.
What up, my blushing glams? Like I fed for me, it's your girl Blush, and I'm back with another episode of Glam Chat. You guys, we are going to be doing something. I think I've only done this one other time on my channel. I thought it was fun. Some of you guys liked it, and so I thought I'd do it again because I actually saw a couple of posts. Like, for some reason within that week, I saw like 2 different stories or posts or whatever that came up about kind of like the same subject. Basically, is about check sharing. Check sharing when you go to a dinner party or to a dinner. And I thought it was a very, very interesting topic. A funny experience that I had, I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys. It falls into the line of finances. So again, I mean, it just aligns. It aligns with what we got going on here. But what else I would like for us to kind of have aligned here is, are you subscribed to the Blushing Glam tribe? I don't recall that. I saw you. Yeah, I saw you, but you. All right. You might need some time. All right. So hopefully after this story time, you will figure it out. If you need a little bit help on how to find that button, it's somewhere down here, red button. Click that subscribe button. Join the Blushing Glam tribe. You will love it here. We do boss babe tips. We do financial literacy. We do fashion. We do vlogs and lifestyle here. So you would definitely love it here. Also, your girl has started tapping into her artistic creative self, which is why I have this look going. I know I don't usually have, well, I haven't worn hair color in years. So obviously this is for content creating, but I didn't want to take all this off and do makeup all over again. So I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and try to knock all this out while I have the time. Because y'all know trying to get on camera sometimes these days be crazy. But yeah, so if you also have not gotten a chance to listen to my latest single, which is Jillim, please, you might find the link below. You can just search also Blush the Icon or Jillim, and you will be able to stream the single there. Also, I Found Love is also streaming on all platforms. You can find it on SoundCloud. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on YouTube Music. You can find it on iTunes, Apples. Y'all find it, all right? But before we waste any more time, let's get right to the story. So, now, so the last couple of days, there was a couple of posts that came up. One was a funny one, and one was, I guess, it could be funny as well. But basically, the scenario is you go to a dinner, you order something, and the people at the dinner table is expecting for everyone to split the bill evenly. Even though your bill may not have come up to what everybody else has paid for. So there was this one comedian, well, he's on TikTok, and he was like, hell no, I'm not paying for nobody, you know, I'm not paying for more than what I've ordered.
No, I read this post on Facebook, and they was like, if we 4 people go out to eat and the bill come out to $400, just pay the $100 to Hush. Bitch, how? Bitch, I'm not paying. No, I'm not paying $100. I don't need to eat $100 worth of food.
And the other post was kind of pretty much in the same line. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you a story. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a story time, and then tell you what I did then, and what I have done things differently now that I'm a little bit older, probably a little bit more, I wouldn't say a little bit more financially set, because I still have a long way to go financially, credit wise, and all that other good stuff. But you know, I was a little bit younger then, so I'm gonna tell you if my mindset has changed since then. So anyways, it probably was not that much long ago, to be honest. I probably was in, I would say 5-6 years ago. It was definitely in the beginning stages of me dating my husband. He was my boyfriend then, but he's my husband now. So a guy friend, which we call ourselves like best, guy best friend, girl best friend, but I haven't really heard from him in a while. I'm not gonna use any names, just because, like, you know how I feel about story times and trying to put people's business out there. So I'm not gonna say any names. I'll try to see if I can give fake names if I remember to. But anyways, so basically, my guy friend, he had a birthday dinner. So he invited me to come. At the time, he was married, and it was him and his wife who was hosting the birthday dinner. Now, this birthday dinner was at a restaurant on the beach. I believe it was Prime 112. So just to kind of give you an idea of the mindset and the mood. So around that time, this was kind of like within that window where in Miami, I don't know how things were in other towns, but with the people that I grew up around, North Miami area, within that 4 to 5 year time frame, this was around the time frame where, people were putting on for the gram. Luxury was, designers was kind of a thing. Like if that person had, like now, almost everybody has access to designers. But back then, like, if that person was wearing Gucci and Louis Vuitton and whatever the case was, you're like, wow, that person is doing it. However way they was getting it, they was finding the funds to get it. Either way, you were like, okay, that person is on their stuff. So during this time, this was like kind of like the strip club era, King of Diamonds, all that. So just kind of like picture that mood. So, my guy friend at the time, he was kind of like one of those fellas, him and his wife, that, that was into higher end things. So he invited me to his birthday dinner, and I was like, okay, cool, no problem. I'll come. And then I invited 2 of my then friends to go to the dinner with me. And he knew them. It's not like there were people that he didn't know, but my guy friend and his wife was really the only people that we knew at this birthday dinner, which is fine, again, because I didn't go for them or anything else. I went for him. I want to support him and things like that. Now, even though this was at a restaurant, it was a fairly big party, so I think they had to give us a private room. There was a private room. I would say it was probably at least 15 to 20 people there. And again, we only knew them 2. So, we already like, okay, we all, in our minds, me and my friends at the time, we were like, had expectations of what kind of crowd was going to be there. So we're like, okay, we got to be on our A game, make sure we're looking cute. And since we've never really been to Prime 112, right? Prime 112, we also heard about it. So we knew that it was considered a restaurant that was kind of up there in price when it came to the menu. So we're like, okay, well, shoot, at that time, our pockets was not really like how probably some of their pockets were, or so we thought. So we're like, okay, we are just regular 9 to 5, average James. We're not gonna go over what our pockets or over our budgets. So let's go ahead and take a look at the menu, see what they have. So we already know ahead of time before we get there what to expect. So we're not looking crazy. So we know what kind of, what kind of money to, what kind of funds to have available when we go to the restaurant. So we did that. Everybody already kind of figured out, okay, well, this is what I would probably eat anyways. So yada, yada, yada. So the day came, the night came, and we got all dressed up, all dolled up, make sure we're looking cute in our boots or whatever the case was. And so we head over to South Beach. We were late, nothing new. So we get to the parking area. So where we had to park was kind of like across the street from where the restaurant was. So we parked there, and we got out the car and we started walking. So again, we get in. So again, because we were late, everybody was already seated, but they hadn't ordered as of yet. And I think I had already texted him before we got there to say, hey, I think he texted me to say, hey, are you on your way? You guys coming still? So forth and so forth. He was like, yeah, we around the corner. So we got there, and I'm usually not the type of person I don't like. I mean, sometimes things happen and either you're running too late or things happen financially. But typically, I try not to go to events, especially birthday events, empty-handed. So even if I can't get the person a extravagant gift, even if it's a wine bottle or something, because I don't like to go empty-handed, I will go ahead and do that. I could be wrong, but when I got there, I didn't really see any other, or maybe like 2 or 3 other gifts. I don't know if people probably sent money. I don't think Cash App was a thing then, and if it was, it may have not been that popular. So I don't know if people sent money or people gave cards, but I didn't really see like a lot of like birthday gifts there, which is none of my concern. That's between you and your friend. But me and my friend, I'm gonna go ahead and bring something. So I got him a nice wine, and gave him a hug, and I greeted his wife, and we found a seat and we sat down. Again, we were late, so people were already seated. Again, because we were late, people were already seated. So we got our menu, we looked over. Again, we already knew what we were kind of gonna go ahead and order because we had reviewed the menu ahead of time. And nothing else kind of enticed us while we were there to kind of change the course of what we were gonna order. So we stuck to what we were gonna order. Person came, we got our order in. We ate the food. Food was not bad. We enjoyed, we took pictures. We talked to him, and everybody was just doing their thing. Again, because we didn't really know everybody there, we didn't really communicate too much with the people that was there. All right, so again, y'all remember, mind you, before I told you it was like probably a party of 15 and 20. Now, while we're ordering stuff, the hot shots that were sitting at the table where my guy friend was, the ones that's the high rollers, you feel me? Like, they big ballin'. Big ballin' is my home, and that was them. You feel me? And that's cool. We knew our lane, so we stood where we was at. So they were ordering like lobster tails. They were ordering filet mignon. They were just doing the most with the orders, and we were like, whoa, okay. We want to be like you when we grow up. So whatever. We just let everybody do their thing, and we're not really concerned about what everybody got going on because, again, we knew where our pockets were. We knew what we ordered. We were fine with our meal. We didn't have any issues. Oh, okay. So future editing blush tapping in. So I just realized that I was jaw-jacking, in the words of my husband, and none of that footage ever got in. So basically, to try to pretty much add the information in so that you guys don't miss parts of the story. So basically at this point, now everybody's done ordered their food and had a good time and ate till their bellies were full or whatever. And now the ticket has come out. And if you are familiar with going into like quote unquote higher end or restaurants of quote unquote higher caliber or whatever the case is, usually those restaurants will automatically put everything on one bill. So by the time they came out with the tickets, everybody was just, I guess supposed to be ready, basically be ready to pay your bill or pay the bill. All of a sudden, so we whipping out I think in our table, amongst the people that I came with was 3 of us. We had, I think 2 of us had debit cards and 1 of us had cash. Most of everybody else brought cash, and you had a few other people that had debit cards. But there was just a selected few people, a couple of people, especially from the high roller table, that insisted that we just split the whole meal, the whole ticket equally. And like, we was looking at them real crazy because we looking like, well, why would we pay equally for you guys who was ordering meals that costed damn near $200 and our meal barely was $100? No, it wasn't making any sense to us. So we were like, no, we're not gonna go for that. And it wasn't only our table, there was another table that was next to us that was pretty much saying the same thing. So this basically caused a ruckus in the little private area that our dinner party was at. So now people's going back and forth. I mean, like really going back and forth. And if I would go back in time, I probably would not have gone back and forth with them. That doesn't mean I would have not taken the same action. I wouldn't go pay for nobody else's meal, but I probably wouldn't have gone back and forth with them at that type of restaurant. But then another thing I forgot to mention, you guys. So remember I said that we barely knew anybody there except for my husband and his wife. But
come to find out, when we were there was a young lady who, I didn't know her personally. However, we and her cousin or somebody she was related to did have altercations a few years ago, like a little after we graduated high school. So, well, actually right at graduating high school. So this is like probably 3-4 years later. And so, you know, at that time we were 3-4 years a little bit more mature than, you know, high school time. So once I saw her face, I was like, oh no, you know, whatever. But, you know, I didn't start anything. I didn't try to start anything. One, we were at this restaurant. Two, it was my best friends or my guy's friend's birthday dinner. And three, you know, like I said, we were a little bit older. I was kind of over the situation anyways. There was no need to kind of bring anything up. But I was still side-eyeing her because I already knew that, you know, there was old drama with who she rode with. But she wasn't with her posse. It was just her and her date, whoever that date was. I'm not sure if that was her baby daddy, her people's, whatever. But she was with her date. Don't you know, her date was the main one that was screaming, oh, we need to be like putting in on this bill. And then like really making us look like we were some broke, I'm not gonna say the word, because we were like, no, we're not gonna put in on the bill, you know, because we didn't eat what y'all ate. Now, I don't have any problem pitching in on the birthday boy's dinner. Never did, never will, still would do it again because it is his birthday and he need, you know, we paying for his meal. That's to treat him. It is what it is. But I don't know y'all. So again, we're going back and forth. And then so now it's time to pay the meal. We give our card over because we like, okay, well, later with all that y'all got going on over there. We gave the waitress or the waiter our cards. And when the guy came back, because we were one of the last ones to kind of get our cards, they would not return our cards to us. So we like, wait a minute, what's going on here? So we had to pretty much go to the cashier area because, come to find out, the same dude, which was the girl's dude or whoever her date was, that was hooping and hollering talking about we need to chip in on the ticket, even though we ain't ate what they ate. And making it seem like we were the broke ones now because we didn't want to chip in on the ticket. Why his card didn't even go through? So now our card is held hostage because his card didn't go through. It became an even bigger thing in them people restaurants. So now he got to go find somebody else, a friend of his that was outside. I don't know who left or whatever the case is. Had to go get that friend to see if that friend would be able to cover him and his girl's bill. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and try to, you know, finish off the rest of the story from here. I had to stop really quickly because my neighbor came to the door, and that's why I was looking crazy before the footage stopped.
Okay, so sorry. All right, sorry you guys. My camera did not want me to be great, so where I left off, I think I was saying, I don't know if she, him, they were all in cahoots. They were trying to scam. I mean, I don't know what they had going on, but we weren't going for it. We definitely were not going for it because we just were not going for it. Like, we felt like we work hard for our money for us to just be kind of like, you know, we don't know y'all like that, you know? So I guess this is the part where I would go ahead and get you guys' thought. I mean, eventually we did get our card back. Eventually we got our card back. They were able to kind of run the payments through, but he was able to, I guess, get his friend to cover his bill, and we all went on our merry way. And honestly speaking, after that, that's kind of put a bad taste in my mouth when it came to like people inviting me to dinner parties or large gatherings where you have to pay for your own dinner. Paying for your own dinner is definitely not the issue I have. It's when, you know, you kind of get sideswiped or bamboozled into kind of paying for something that you weren't aware was the case. And I know it had nothing to do with the birthday boy, because he didn't suggest anything of the sort. He didn't push that on us. He was just like, I'm just trying to have my birthday dinner, like, you know, can we get the bill paid so we can go? So it's not even on him. It was just those individuals that were like hell bent on everybody splitting the bill. And when it came time to even pay for the bill, they didn't even have their own. They didn't even have their portion. Even if we were to go ahead and split the bill, they didn't even have their portion to cover their portion of the split bill. If that was the case, that was my thing. But yeah, that was kind of like a horror story for me. It put a bad taste in my mouth for birthday dinner. So if you invite me to a birthday dinner with a large gathering and I probably don't come, now you know why. But yeah, this is the part of the video where you kind of give your thoughts. Do you feel like we were wrong for not wanting to pitch in and split the bill with everyone else? Would you have done the same? What would you have done? What's your thoughts on that? So fast forward to Blush 2022. Honestly speaking, I really don't think much would have changed on how I reacted to it. Well, I probably wouldn't have, maybe went back and forth with the guy. Younger me kind of was like a little firecracker in a sense, but I probably wouldn't have gone back and forth with him. My decision is that I came here to support him. If his meal needs to be covered, if we need to put a portion into his meal, so let us know what we're doing, I can definitely do that. I don't know you and I will not cover your meal. I don't know you. Now, if you came up straight up and be like, hey, I thought I had the money, I don't have it, whatever the case is, can you spare? That's different. But trying to bamboozle everyone into, or everyone or us into kind of paying your meal when you knew you never had it, that is what kind of frustrated me at the time. And it would still frustrate me even today. Like, I feel like, just let me know up front what the deal is. I feel like, I think I would have done it the same way. Like, I'm not gonna be paying for people who's sitting there. You ordered a $200 meal and my meal is less than $100 and I'm paying basically for your meal. I probably would have done it exactly the same way. Now, when I do go out, like to a dinner, typically, it's usually either family or my husband. And when I go out to dinner, my husband usually fronts the bill. He's a gentleman like that. If we're on a date or whatever the case is, sometimes, I get, I might feel a little fancy and I might be like, nah, babe, I got today's meal and I'll cover it. But that's usually rare. He usually kind of picks up the bill. So I don't have to worry about that in that sense. But let's say I'm going out with cousins, close friends, or my sisters. Even then, like, depending on depending on the situation or what restaurant we're at or whatever the case is, if it's two of us, three of us, and I can afford it, I will go ahead and, I'll cover the bill or they'll cover the bill. Because we kind of have like that bond with each other. I know you, that's my sister, that's my blood, that's my good friend or my best friend or whatever the case is. I know you know what I'm saying? And because I will do that for you, they've done that for me. Like I've gone to, best friend dates and my best friend will pick up the bill and, it was just two of us and the bill came up to like 100 some change and they would cover the bill. So it's not an issue on that, but I didn't know them people like that. So I wouldn't have to, I didn't do it then. I don't think I would do it now. That's just that. Or sometimes whoever's hosting, like if I do go to a dinner party, whoever's hosting the dinner might say, okay, they're gonna go ahead, we can cash out them the money. Then by all means, we can do it that way just to kind of keep things smooth as far as the pay process. So we're not having a bunch of different debit cards and credit cards and stuff like that. It's just one person taking care of the bill. That's kind of how I deal with dinners nowadays. I usually don't go to large dinner parties to begin with. I usually keep the dinners pretty small, and whoever's at that dinner table, one or the other can cover the bill, all the bill, or we split the bill with understanding that we're gonna split the bill, not being bamboozled into it. So I don't want to drag it too long because I think I'm probably way much longer than I really wanted to be on this story time. But tell me what you guys think. Keep your comments below. Love you guys. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. Later.